Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
Hey, here we go. Welcome to show number 2826. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, Robin Fox, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! Are in the men's room. Our champ today, Ryan Castle's in Drunk in Charge, is into sit and spin now. It's better to look good than to feel good, but today we get 10 songs that make you feel good. What you don't need to know goes to China for some NBA action. Get ready to play Profile This. Plus headlines, a men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack, drinking and drunk.
All right, here we go. Iowa man strikes plea deal for the time he was measuring his penis inside a school. Michigan woman bakes selection of brownies that go directly to departing coworker's stool. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain, and our co-pilot just got sucked out of the plane. Why is a restaurant banning children so incredibly insane? And clown murders girlfriend in front of kids with help of yodeling protege before rooftop standoff with police. Jesus. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, Volkswagen. Everyone has heard of Volkswagen. Volkswagen is one of the largest automobile manufacturers in the world. But Volkswagen makes more sausage than it does cars. That is a true thing. They produce 6.8 million currywurst sausages a year. That's right. The money's in currywurst, ladies and gentlemen. Who the hell knew? I would have never guessed that. But do you know what I would have guessed? I would have guessed the difference between a dog and a bear. Yes, it has happened again. Just days after a woman mistook bobcats for kittens, and then someone else mistook a fox for a puppy, we go to China, where a family mistook a bear for a dog. They mistook a bear for a dog. Now, I need you to understand, this is what gave it away to this family. Their dog reached 250 pounds and started walking on its hind legs. That's what tipped them off that it was a bear. They were shocked to discover. Anyway, I still don't know how that actually qualifies as a discovery. A discovery is like finding a treasure in your backyard, right? It actually happened to a couple in Staten Island in New York, man. They dig back there to something like $100,000, $50,000 worth of treasure in their backyard. Researchers at the Anne Frank Institute going through Anne Frank diaries. You'd think that would be a solemn affair, and then they discovered a diary that had a bunch of dirty jokes. Who knew? Anne Frank, cheeky monkey. Never been said before. But all of these stories, they have one thing in common. It's all about discovery. That shocking moment that you found something or you found something out. And that's what today's question simply is. What did you find or what did you find out?
Big Pro Big Show, call 844-999-OLA. You can like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitch, hola. You have entered the men's room.
Hola, fellas, and away we go. Welcome to show number 2826. What a large in charge program we have for you today. As the drug in charge, Ryan Castle is in, and we will sit and spin. And believe it or not, science has figured out there are actual tunes that make people feel better.
Let me guess. Johnny Cash's cover of Hurt.
Nope, that's not one of them. It's a marathon of Townes Van Zandt, followed by Nick Drake. No, these are actually up-tempo songs that make you feel good, and they scientifically are proven to make you feel good, to pick up your spirits, to make your mood better. So they're from all kinds of genres and everything else, so it's not that specific. It's just these are the songs that make people feel better. They make people feel good. They make people
if we
feel
took
happy.
an emo kid, right, and stuck
They
him
would
in a room
even make you feel happy.
I doubt it.
Yes, they would. I bet they make you feel happy.
Is it disco? If it's disco, you got me.
You have to admit if these songs, when they are played,
I
make
will
you
admit
feel
it.
happy. Because I know, because they're either gonna make you feel happy or they're not.
Are they going to make me happy or not? Or are they going to make me happy or just piss me off?
Well, see, that's
Like,
the difference,
just be
because I know
the
you're a fine line between being angry about something and being happy about something. And I'm thoroughly convinced
all kind of
that
the same.
these 10 songs
I'm
are
excited.
going to make you feel good. What you don't need to know, believe it or not, there are a huge number of NBA fans in China that actually follow the league, have the teams, and everything else. It's as popular in China, the NBA is, as the NFL is in Mexico, to give you an idea. But as far as the nicknames go and some of the players, they get different.
I know that's true. That just sounds odd.
They get different names in China. So even Shaq, retired players, he was never Shaq in China. He's got his own name in China.
He is
Everyone, you name it. You name the player.
And Shaq's name's not
Klay
great in
Thompson,
China.
whoever it is. They've all got their own names. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's coming up with what you don't need to know because most people don't know that.
Do they all mean something? Or
Yes.
what? Okay.
They mean something about them physically.
They are literal.
Oh, they are absolutely. Yeah. There's sometimes they're
and
little,
this is just what that player is known as.
Look, you might just translate into fat boy. I mean, I'm going
Right.
to break it down for you. I mean, that's the way they roll. So these names are the names that in China NBA players are given. So that's coming up with what you don't need to know. And our question today: what did you find out, or what did you find? And we have a couple of stories here for you. And we start out with this one, and it's because of the fine folks there at Volkswagen. Now we all know Volkswagen. And people who love Volkswagens love their Volkswagens. You get a
Yes.
Volkswagen family. I was actually talking in the office the other day. My stepfather, who is a Volkswagen guy, he sent me an article on the Volkswagen California. The Volkswagen California.
Volkswagen California?
It is the Westfalia. It is the old camper that we knew on the Volkswagen bus.
Okay.
Where
All
the
right.
top
Yeah, yeah.
popped up and there was a stove inside and I believe a little place for a bed, maybe a sink. Obviously no bathroom, but
You knew that person had weed.
yeah, you did.
I mean, that is what
it
that
was
bus
like, you know,
meant to
if you
me.
wanted to do, and the idea was if you wanted to drive the California coast, drive and see the national and the state parks in California, and there are plenty to do so, that this was the ultimate vehicle where you could pull over, you could camp, you could
Sure.
park, you could do that kind of thing. And this thing still sells in Europe. Sticker price on it, $94,000
For that?
if it were to sell here in the United States. Expensive, but they don't have it here. Turns out that Ford has one of those that they sell only in Europe, and I'm reading this article and it's pissing me off because I'm like, why don't they
That's
sell
like
these?
your ideal
Why don't they
vehicle.
sell these cars here in the United States? Like, I could Mac out at even like a custom van. That would be cool for me. I would like
Or
that.
if you could Mac out, you could be happy.
Oh, I'd love it. You know what I mean? Like that would be.
Custom vans are creepy, though.
They are creepy. That's the problem with them.
We
But
had
these,
one when I was a kid.
But these Ford Transits are.
Doesn't it
I
make
can't-
sense that of all of us, who would want the custom van?
I would want to go camping
Yeah.
in it, man. You know what I mean? Like I would.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not cruising high
Is that
school
what you're
parking
saying to the
lots
kids? Yeah.
yet, but I would. I'd have lots of candy. You know what I mean? And I'd have a woman in a leather bikini riding a frickin' Black Panther.
You
all,
have to.
all glitzed out on the side with a circle mirror, circle window. No, I would really want one that had the top. That have the camper, that have, like they have tables that fold out when you open the door,
Yeah.
so they're practical, and they're pretty cool stuff. So anyway, you know Volkswagen.
Why
to
live
be-
in a house when you could have that?
Yeah, exactly. Just travel around, go from place to place, you know what I mean? Do that. But Volkswagen, believe it or
I
not.
love how you glamorize homelessness. I mean, it's just
yeah,
always
living
like,
in a van down
so
by the
I'm-
river, you kidding me?
I live in my van.
Oh, man, I'm going to eat sandwiches that are cut into triangles from restaurants where you peel the top off and hope to God it's not as moist as it shouldn't be. It's like,
Bread's
I don't know why
awfully
they thought
wet.
it was a good idea to put lettuce on this thing, but it's got about 2 hours left.
Or bone dry.
Oh yeah, or absolutely, like just a little bit of yellow mustard, and it's
Right.
just, and the white bread's just sticking to the top of
Takes
your mouth.
7 minutes to actually
Sure
swallow.
wish you would have bought a Sprite. So Volkswagen, you know them for cars, but believe it or not, their most prolific product in the world is sausage. That's right, sausages, currywurst. Has anyone ever had
No
a
idea.
currywurst?
Currywurst is massive
Come
in Germany.
on, Robin, you've had currywurst. Does it taste like curry?
Yes.
Okay,
Is
well,
it good? I mean,
It is actually. It's pretty good. It's essentially Frankfurter, or I guess they could use different kinds of sausage.
What?
I've only seen it done with like Frankfurter, and you cut it up into slices like like you did hot dog chunks for your kids and mac and cheese.
Oh, so you serve it sliced?
Yeah, you slice
Chunks
it up,
is not a great
and then
word,
you
sure.
put like a curry ketchup on top, and you have it with fries.
So
no
it's
big deal.
oh no way. So
Yeah.
it's curry to wall.
It's just
like a
junk
late
food.
night
wall to wall
treat.
curry.
Like
Okay,
the actual,
from what I've seen.
the actual worst.
why
the
don't-
sausage itself is not curry. You put like a curry topping on it to dip
Oh,
in.
so the sausage is not curry.
Right.
So
Okay.
you're just basically doing a broth. That's why I was like, why
Yeah.
haven't I never seen currywurst or whatever? It's the preparation instead.
From what I can tell, though, it seems like a late night thing that a lot of people in Germany eat.
It is. It's like your food truck kind of go-to
Yeah.
late
German
night.
stoner food.
But no,
Yeah.
but it's not
Okay.
on a bun, or is it it's just by itself?
No,
No,
it's just
no,
by
no.
I mean, it still comes with fries.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
you have it with
you're-
fries.
Frites.
Okay.
Frites, yes.
Well,
It's either that or
currywurst,
doner kebab.
which is a highly popular type of sausage in Germany, VW makes them by the tens of thousands every day. In fact, Steve, as you were saying, last year the company made 6.8 million of them, which is more than all the cars that the Volkswagen brand sold around the world last year. Though that doesn't count all the other brands under their umbrella, which would include Porsche, Audi. They've got a number of cars. And that's down from a couple of years ago. They made 7.2 million sausages then. Damn. VW has been making sausages since 1973. At first, they were made just for the workers in the company's factories to feed them
Like IKEA's meatballs.
in their cafeterias. But that's exactly right. But 45 years later, VW sells them across the country in grocery stores, and its local dealerships have been known to even hand them out in 5-packs as gifts to customers. If you come in, like, all right, test drive a car, we'll give you some sausage. They even have a part number in the Volkswagen catalog
Yeah.
of components. These sweet and spicy sausages are made mostly of pork, and they are brought into the workshop in Wolfsburg 3 times a week. Our currywurst has a fat content of only 20%. Normally it's 35. So it's better for you, according to the butcher Franco Lopresti, who's been making currywurst for VW since '79. By now,
I work at Volkswagen. What do you do? I'm the butcher.
They make vegetarian versions as well.
Well, they
believe it or
fry
not.
it, too, so that's a little different.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy. The Volkswagen, they're the people behind this, huh?
They say for better or worse. You can't get them in America. The few times VW has wanted to serve them at events in the United States, it's had to fly in the butcher specially and source the pork locally.
Huh.
And we know this from Uli. When you're talking about making sausage, it is incredibly specific as far as the meat you pick, the way you cut the meat, the grain of the meat. The whole deal is a science. So
That's why I wouldn't be a butcher. I'd be like, just give me your
yeah, man,
ugliest pigs,
there's
right?
a lot of stuff going on there. So,
If it's
yeah.
ugly, just we'll eat it.
I mean, personally, it's got to be a Finnish hog for me.
a Finnish
Finnish
hog.
hog.
Yeah, from
what
Finland.
do you know? Yeah.
What is the Finnish
Yes,
hog?
we know Finnish.
I just know it's like the finest hog you can get in the world.
Why do you know this?
Is this where the Spanish pork comes from?
No.
Yes,
Iberico?
from
Yes,
Finland.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm
Yes,
saying. Like, I don't
Spanish
know.
pork comes from Finland.
Well, once you process
That's why
it,
it's
you
so
like
hard
it.
to find.
Right, I don't understand.
I went
It's
all
just
over-
like in America,
It says the
this will
finishing-
shock you, but like in America, we like a lot of pork. So what did? We
Yeah.
started shooting up all the pigs with steroids and this and that.
Yeah, I am good to eat now.
To get them kind of famous. I forget the reason why. Somebody just told me along the way that Finnish hogs, it might have been somebody from Ollie's, that Finnish hogs
I,
are
would
like the
like-
top
I would
of the
believe
line.
that part.
Okay,
Nothing
fine,
against
yeah.
you, but when you break out Finnish hog,
Yeah, but I'm pretty
My
sure they're
hog
like
is
the...
finished. Would you like to see it? Yes.
Yeah. Because I
All
think they're hogs. They're just treating natural. They're eating grass.
All right.
They're
See-
doing the Finland stuff.
you're just letting the hog be a hog.
Basically.
we
how
do
come,
nothing.
So how come
Well,
there's
there's different
how come there's
breeds
no
of
natural
hogs.
Finnish pork dish that just blows everyone's mind, even if it was just like a
Yeah.
schnitzel?
Where is it?
I mean, why
Yeah,
don't they
you would
have
think,
one?
like, if-
man,
oh.
if you got it, man, you
got the Superman of hogs,
Right.
man. Then hook up a good dish.
New Orleans, they have crayfish, and they know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Right. So,
Oh, you're right. I don't know if Finland's famous for
do they
pork.
just have it and don't do anything with it?
I think
Mike,
they just
like
export
us and
it.
our Dungeness crab, like here it is. Let's not do anything but boil this damn thing. Like,
Get away with murder here.
Yeah, exactly. Come
Mike,
on.
can you find out why a Finnish hog matters? It's very important.
yeah, is it thicker? Is it what's going on?
And
with
then no, not even that. Can we find a famous dish from Finland?
Yeah,
something.
we'll do something with the hog. Our question, what did you find or find out? 844-999-OLA.
You ever been to a Finnish restaurant?
No.
Right? Have you ever seen a Finnish restaurant?
No, I mean, like if Finnish bacon, would that be popular? Or Finnish ham, or just a cut of meat?
All right, if you got a great
If it's-
pig.
Yeah, what are you doing with it? Or ribs, or I don't know.
Something, man.
Why I just think we don't get enough Finnish culture, period.
I don't either. I bet they salt it.
Do we not?
I mean, we're bombarded
What
with
do you know? What do
Icelandic
you-
culture all the time.
Yeah. Hello, Hunter. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
What's going on, guys?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm just working, so I mean, I could be doing better now that the sun's out.
All right.
But anyway, so I don't even know how this was brought up in conversation with family, but we found out that my oldest brother was actually conceived at a George Thorogood concert. So that was back in, I think,
Whoa!
yeah.
Get out of here. So you're
like
Who is this now? Your oldest brother?
Yeah, he's 5 years older than me, and I don't even know how it's brought up.
Man,
But
Take off your pants.
So your dad was bad to the bone.
Well, it's funny you say that because to this day, I'll still go up to my mom and be like, "Hey, Mom, was Dad bad?"
Yeah. Moving on over, she says, kid. Yeah, that's great. Conceived at a George Thorogood concert.
Yeah.
Well, I will go on the record and say that
I'd rather F than listen to George Thorogood any day of the week.
I know that there was a time in his career where George was not the guy that you'd want to interview. I'll leave it at that.
I don't want to interview him because I hate his music. I cannot stand him. I don't know what it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to be in the mood for him.
Shut up.
I got to be in the mood for George Thorogood. I couldn't just
Whoa.
do it.
Can you even get in the mood for George Thorogood? Because I would think every time you hear George Thorogood, you picture your parents having sex.
Well, that's what I mean. My mom obviously is in the mood for George Thorogood, but I'm not really a big George guy. So, I just thought it was funny. I mean, it was brought up during like a family dinner, and like I said, I don't even know what was the trigger topic that brought it up.
How were you conceived? Do you remember how you were conceived? Did they ever?
Well, like I said, my brothers are 4 and 5 years older than me, so I mean, I had to be the oops baby. It was oh God.
You think your parents having sex with George Thorogood? They thought, hey, let's have children.
Right.
That's the oops baby.
I want to know what I'm curious about, but I also don't want to know, where did they do this at the concert? Was it a porta potty?
I would say so. Yeah, wherever they could sneak off.
Well, at nighttime you could get away with that on a lawn.
You could, but here's the thing. But now you're the kid, and I know that every time I hear George Thorogood, my parents are having sex, right? And when my father reaches this big moment, here I am. I would at least hope I'm in the lawn and not a porta potty. Yeah. Like Mom's hand is blue because her hand's in the toilet.
Here are some of George Thorogood's greatest hits. We have Bad to the Bone. Mm-hmm. We have I Drink Alone. And remember the words of George Thorogood, because this is amazing. And I really want you to think this through. This is going to mess with your head all day. When I drink alone, I prefer to be by myself. That's the lyric. Mm-hmm. Work on that. There's Willie in the Hand Jive, which we know would be a cover.
Jive, yeah. Right.
There is also one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer.
If we were on Family Feud and they said, all right, the clue is hand, the next word starts with J. I'm telling you right now, I would not have said Jive.
We also have Move It On Over.
Oh, yeah.
And we also have, it says here, Get a Haircut and Get a Real Job. Those are the tunes that people go to see. When
I didn't realize he had so many hits.
Oh, he is just a hit.
Oh, I hate all
machine.
of them. I cannot stand any
what
of those
a guy.
songs.
What did you find out? Oh my God, Chesapeake Blues Festival. That's where it was. That's where
he's the guy, right?
Like, oh, right, ladies and gentlemen, the Nighthawks. What did you find or find out? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Brittany. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi.
Hola.
Hola.
Hello, Brittany. Hola.
Hello.
Hi.
I am calling because while I was a nanny in Kirkland, I got hired by a woman who was pregnant with twins. And what I didn't realize as a live-in situation, that I would be working basically from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m.
Okay.
And the woman never came out of her room after pretty much she had the babies. It was formula, so I was doing pretty much everything a mommy would do.
So,
for these
wait a minute. How long did you have this job, working that long, and basically being a mom?
8 months. Total.
What was she doing in the room?
That was the thing that I was so curious about, because she wouldn't even come out for meals. I would leave her meals in front of the door.
Did you ever meet this woman?
Yeah, she hired me while she was still pregnant in the hospital.
What do you think?
How many times did you see her in the course of a day? If you're there from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Maybe once, and that was if the baby was crying while I was doing laundry and everything else. Like if one of the babies was crying, she would come out and tell me to shut the baby up because she couldn't handle it.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay, now she never left. She never left her house either. She never went to the gym to work out, or she never went to visit her friends for lunch, or what people who don't have to work do. What did she do?
No, she would work, I guess, from home at some point. Her husband worked for one of the bigger companies up there in Kirkland. And
I cannot guess what that would be, but I'll ponder that.
Was she on drugs? It seems like a long time to be in the room.
She was. Yeah. One day she left for a doctor's appointment, a checkup, and something wasn't feeling right. So I went in her room. I found, crack pipes. I found a bunch of other, paraphernalia, and, her two front teeth were rotting out. So
was she attractive?
Probably at one point in time she was.
All right.
Her two front teeth.
She was married
were
and
rotting
had children with another man before.
Yeah,
so.
but I've met a lot of ugly people that are married and have kids. I mean, we all say, I can't believe somebody else.
No, I'm just curious what the situation was. Okay, so what else?
8 months you did this, and what did you suspect was going on? Is that what you thought?
I did, because my uncle is a pastor, and we would deal with a lot of rehab or halfway houses. And so I learned to recognize the signs of certain drug use.
Okay.
And
We
one
can
of
never
them
hang
is
out.
What tipped you off? What was it that tipped you
I'm
off? What tipped you off? The fact that you had to give her formula and she was healthy? I mean,
Or
somebody who
not
can't
seeing
breastfeed
her?
or what?
Well, I would never see her, and when it finally came to the point that I would give her meals outside of her door, and I saw that her front teeth were starting to rot out, I knew that wasn't just from smoking. And so I kind of just went in and searched her room, and after we got back from a lovely family vacation, I didn't see her again, and I had to finally find a new job because
what kind of lovely family vacation did you go on?
The babies were half Galapagos, and so I
Galapagos? Wait, hang on. Stop.
Yeah, what does that
You
mean?
said, like, from the Galapagos Islands?
Islands, yes.
Okay.
So I actually had a vacation, or a working vacation. I worked the same hours, 7 to 11.
Yeah, but you're in the Galapagos Islands?
Galapagos Islands, yeah.
The husband never wanted to help out?
The husband was no more because the twins were actually from an affair that she had while working in the Galapagos Islands.
So she's okay. So this is really twisted. So you're basically raising her kids now. The affair was the twins were from an affair that she had.
Yeah,
with that one guy from Galapagos.
All right, and so so the husband's no longer in the picture, and I guess the guy that she had the affair with, he's no longer in the picture either.
Oh no, he was. We actually met him down in the islands, and he was not cute.
He was
my age, actually. He was like 20 years her junior.
And I guess
were you shocked how ugly he was? Honestly,
absolutely, he was absolutely ugly. Like,
maybe he had a large penis. Was her first husband? Was her husband very wealthy?
Yes.
Okay.
He was.
Okay.
And same with her mother. Like she had money. Like she didn't need to work.
I see.
And so she was the housewife, I guess.
Okay.
Well, were the kids okay? Like at the time that you quit, were the kids okay?
No, actually, she ended up going back down to the Galapagos Islands for a second trip, and I went to Maine to visit family, and she ended up staying there. She sold all the formula, she sold everything that babies had for drugs, and ended up having to have another family member go get her.
That's not.
At that point, I was back in Kirkland waiting for her to come in and come back home, and she never showed.
So you had the place to yourself.
I kind of, but it was like I had no money because she wasn't around to pay me. All my bills were.
Yeah.
It was just a horrible situation.
That does sound like a horrible situation.
When she finally came home, I was like, "I'll help you for tonight and tomorrow," and they threatened to kick me out. So I ended up just packing my stuff.
Huh.
Anyway,
Brittany, I got to ask. Whenever obviously we have a caller on the air, we can't listen. You can't listen to the radio station when you're in your car because there'll be feedback and it'll just sound. But you, in fact, didn't even turn your radio down. You just changed the radio station. Is that correct?
I did. My daughter's in the back.
That is wonderful. That's the first time it's ever happened.
You can listen to another radio station. Yeah, I kept hearing that.
I was like, you know what? That's good for you. You know what I mean? I think that's the first time I've ever heard
Give
that on
us
the radio.
some entertainment.
Right, exactly. We listen to another radio station while doing a radio show while she calls in our show. Do you see what just happened there?
That is synergy.
Can we pick the station?
Yeah, we can. We should do that sometime. Go your little country. What did you find or find out? 844-999-OLA. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Believe it or not, so the story goes, only 2 pages of Anne Frank's diary remain unread or remained. The Anne Frank house on Tuesday revealed that it had managed to read the pages, which a then 13-year-old Anne wrote on September 28th, 1942, and subsequently covered over with a brown masking paper-type marker, keeping the page's contents a mystery for decades. It turns out the pages contained 4 jokes about sex that Ann herself described as dirty.
Oh, cheeky monkey.
I'll use this spoiled page to write down some dirty jokes, wrote Ann, and then went on to list them. The Anne Frank house, however, did not specify what the jokes were, and because of copyright issues, unfortunately, it is unclear whether these passages will be incorporated into new editions, but wouldn't it be great if they were?
They should be.
But the institution did share some of what it says were 33 lines about sex education and prostitution, which were also on the pages. On prostitution, she wrote, all men, if they are normal, go with women. Women like that accost them on the street, and then they go and accost another. In Paris, they have big houses for that. Papa has been there. In other words, it sounds to me like she just threw her dad under the bus for going to a whorehouse in Paris.
That's exactly what that is.
Good times. But they're not going to release the dirty jokes. They said per the AP, the guy did say, hey, look, man, they are some classics. Classics. They are some classics, yes. And they made it clear that Anne, with all of her gifts, was above was above all an ordinary human being.
I mean, she was 13. How dirty?
Right, yeah.
What's the
You might be surprised.
They were still surprised to find that out, that she had a bunch of dirty jokes on there.
Sometimes.
But that explains why they also have never released these pages, you see.
Well, sure. But there's also, sometimes a kid will tell a dirty joke. Like, they kind of know it's dirty, but they don't necessarily know all the words.
All right.
So it ends up being dirty. Farrah Fawcett, way back in the day, was married to Lee Majors, all right? And then at some point, they were married. So it's Farrah Fawcett and the $6 Million Man. They're married to each other. I'm like 7 years old or something. And the joke I'd heard, I never understood it, but it seemed funny to me. But we're in the car, and we have family in town, and we're packed in there. Everyone's telling jokes. And I'm like, well, I have one. And why was Lee Majors mad at the plumber?
Why was Lee Majors mad at the plumber?
Because he screwed the wrong faucet. Which I didn't even know what it meant, right?
Pretty good.
Well, I didn't know what it meant, man. But I remember the look like that my parents gave each other, and I'm like, part of me is in trouble, but also bingo, dude.
Did they like
it?
They
think it's hilarious, yeah. But they were still like, you can't. Do you know what that means? Like, nope.
Just heard the joke.
Just here to spread the laughter.
Yes. What did you find or find out? 844-999-OLA.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.